In the beginning of 2022, the news of a girl's dead body found in a well shocked the entire Azerbaijan. She was just a regular kid enjoying and living her own life when a monster brutally ended it. Later, it was revealed that the monster was a close friend of the victim's father. But the most shocking is that the little girl was abused not only by a stranger, but also by her own father. Hello everyone and welcome back to the room where even walls have ears. Thank you very much for clicking on this video and I hope you will enjoy it. I want to start with a quick question. How much do you trust your neighbors? Do you frequently trust your children to them? What if I tell you that there are some monsters who can brutally end the life of an innocent child? It's not a secret that it is always difficult to watch and listen to some true crime stories related to the child abuse, and today's video is about one of them. Just a quick disclaimer, if you are a sensitive person, please do not watch this video and skip it. But if you really want to know everything about the case of a girl from the well, let's get started without a delay. Today's story took place in one of the sunniest countries on the cross-section of Europe and Asia, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is located on the western coast of the Caspian Sea in the eastern part of the South Caucasus. This is a country of unusual contrasts of contrasts. 9 of the 11 main types of climates of the globe are represented here, from subtropics to high alpine meadows. Here you can observe all 4 seasons at the same time. The territory of the country seems to be inclined towards the Caspian Sea, where all the rivers of Azerbaijan flow. Some of them flow into the main river of the republic, the Kura, the others into the Aras, its largest tributary. The Caspian Sea is the largest lake in the world, unique in its origin and biological resources. Maryam was born on September 6, 2018, and she was 3 years old when she was brutally murdered. She was born to a family of Taleh and Gunel. They married in 2017 after Taleh made her his bride. In Azerbaijan and in many other countries, there is a tradition when a guy steals a girl, and the girl's parents have no choice but to approve their union. After the marriage, their life was not a fairy tale. They argued a couple of times over financial problems. Taleh occasionally left his hometown seeking a job. One day, he caught his wife in infidelity. She was messaging another man and used beauty salon errands as excuses for seeing another man. When Maryam was just 8 months old, he met her outside with 2 other men. And after a serious conversation, Taleh got mad and stabbed his wife with a knife. However, his wife's side decided not to proceed with the accusation because of the child, and thus the investigation was closed. Sooner, they, Gunel and Taleh Allahyarov, divorced when Maryam was just 1. After the divorce, little Maryam was living with her father and grandmother from the father's side. To be honest, Maryam's father was not the best person in the world. Taleh Allahyarov was born with some psychological issues. According to his own testimonies, his psychological stability started deteriorating because of some family issues. Details are not revealed, but he states that he even used to live in an orphanage. He was not the favorite child in his family. He was always blamed for any troubles. He also had troubles in school. He always was the scapegoat. The father of the victim, Taleh Allahyarov, was claimed to be mentally unstable. After being hit by a car as an infant, he started suffering from mental breakdowns and anxiety disorders. The mother of Taleh and the grandmother of the victim, Zemfira Allahyarova, was the very person who was financially supporting the entire family. On January 10, 2022, after Zemfira asked her son to find a job, he had another mental breakdown, after which he packed a small bag, took Maryam, and left the house. Taleh entrusted his daughter, 3 years old Maryam, to his friend, Mehman Mansurov, their neighbor, whom he has known for 11 years and who was living there with his unofficial wife and her 2 children. Even though his mother begged him not to do that, since Mehman was infamous for being a person who would frequently have shots of prohibited substances, Taleh suited himself and left the town, moving to Kurdahane, another city in Azerbaijan, where he used to live with his cousin and work. Much later in the interview, Taleh mentioned that he asked Mehman to look after his daughter several times before that, as well as Mehman asked Taleh's family to take care of his stepsons whenever needed. After the little girl was entrusted to Mehman, a couple of Maryam's relatives, including her aunt and grandfather, visited Mehman's house and said that the girl was very cheerful back then. Moreover, Taleh himself claims that later he called Maryam and the little girl's voice was fine. But you might ask, what took Maryam's family of taking her back and bringing home? Well, the answer is a little bit confusing. Later during the investigation and interrogation, Mehman stated that the girl's father asked him not to let Taleh's relatives take little Maryam home. Unfortunately, we will never know whether it's true or not. On January 21st, after 10 days, when girl's father returned and asked Maryam back, Mehman hesitantly said that he gave little Maryam to his cousin and would return her tomorrow. On that tomorrow day, January 23rd, Taleh's mother called Mehman, who was drunk, and demanded her granddaughter back. Mehman said he was on his way to his cousin's home. He supposedly was going to return Maryam to her family, which never happened. After that call, Mehman never answered the phone again. In the interview, the girl's grandmother said, after he turned off his phone, we got suspicious and thought that he sold Maryam or something was wrong, but we would never imagine that he would kill her. Maryam's family, after seeing that the door of the neighbor's house was locked and not being able to reach out to him by phone, called and reported to the police. Police, after searching the house, stated that Mehman ran away with his unofficial family from the back window. Seems they were in a hurry since they left all the belongings at home. But the most conspicuous in their house was a well, filled with sand and huge construction bricks. The very first person who suspected something wrong was Taleh himself, since before he left the town, he personally helped Mehman to empty the well. However, the police did not notice something unusual and claimed that it was worthless to re-empty the well and look for clues in it. In other countries, this might be called unprofessionalism. Finally, on January 30th, 2022, the main suspect, Mehman Mansurov, was arrested. Later, on January 31st, he confessed to the crime and led the police to the same well and claimed that the little girl's body was buried there under the tens of kilograms of soil and construction bricks. After the body was found and handed to the forensic medical examination team, the investigation into the murder started. The experts said that the extracted body was completely naked, covered with burn scars, and that Maryam had been sexually assaulted before she was murdered. The relatives of the girl insist that all 4 members of Mehman's family, including him, participated in this horror. Some think that they might have burned the body to get rid of the fingerprints. The girl was excruciated and tortured before her death. During the medical examination, doctors stated that the little Maryam was suffering from epileptic seizures, and later in his testimonies, Mehman said that because of another seizure, his pseudo-wife started beating and torturing little Maryam. What about the girl's mother? Well, when everything happened, the grandmother of the victim, Zemfira Allahyarova, sent all the details and pictures to victim's mother's side, and they in turn accused the father of the victim, stating that the person who stabbed his wife with a knife could also rape and kill his own daughter. Some might think that these accusations are unfounded and stupid, but maybe not. And let me tell you why. This story is already very horrifying, and it might end here, but there is more to say about it. Coming back to Mehman, the main suspect, the entire village where he used to live says that he is a very nice guy who would not hurt a soul. He would take Maryam to stores and parks with himself, buy her candies, and take good care of her. On one television show called With Us, broadcasting on the national channel ATV, there was an entire episode dedicated to this case, where Maryam's relatives, including her father Taleh and grandmother Zemfira, were the main participants. On the show, the TV presenter started asking Taleh some provocative questions, like, "What were you doing when Maryam got on your nerves?" or "Had you ever shouted at her?" or "Why such a nice guy as Mehman would so brutally murder a little girl whom he took good care of." Taleh vehemently denied absolutely everything, but considering the fact that he was a mentally unstable person, his words might not be true. The most shocking thing was when the TV presenter mentioned that Maryam's own father was imitating hanging his own child and recorded the process on his cell phone. After that, he would send the recorded video to his ex-wife, trying to get her back. I think no comments are necessary. Pretty cruel and non-humanistic way of asking for something, isn't it? Later, Taleh said that he was very furious and did everything in delusion, so he remembered absolutely nothing about that occasion and regretted everything while rewatching the videos. I doubt that. Taleh was arrested right in the middle of the TV program in front of the entire country. The arrest was being streamed on Instagram. The investigation proceeds. However, regardless of any sentence, nothing will ever bring back Maryam to life. Rest in peace, little Maryam. Despite being very young, Maryam was very cute, agile, honest kid that was beloved by the entire village. She enjoyed being part of the conversation and understood absolutely everything that was said. Also, she enjoyed pouring and serving tea to her father and other family members. The family says that she never had any symptoms of chronic diseases and was a very healthy kid. This is pretty much everything I wanted to share with you. I know that this kind of story is very difficult to understand, and it actually broke hearts of hundreds of thousands of people throughout the entire nation. If you want to share your own opinion regarding that, feel free to leave your comments below. And if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if possible, share this video with other people so more people will be aware of this story. And as always, take care of yourselves and see you next time.